good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever it is. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome along. Jayhuahua here, and it's another Football Manager 2023 experiment. Today, it's all about transfers, or lack of, should I say. You've seen the thumbnail. It's a Premier League transfer embargo for 50 years. Let's get simming. Well, before we do, every team in the Premier League has had a transfer embargo. Oh, it says there. It says there. Finances, Rich. Transfer ban until the 2nd of July 2072. So every team in the Premier Division has got this transfer ban. So what I'm going to do, the transfer ban's for 50 years. I'm going to sim 50 years, see the lay of the land, see what's going on. See who's risen to the top, see who's won the league in those years. I reckon the first 6, 7, 8 years is going to be similar. You're still going to have some teams like United, Cities, who've got great youth academies, still pumping the players in. Because they can't strengthen, they're going to fall away. But they'll probably keep hold of their good players for now. So probably going to see the first few years being the same, but then a lot of change going on in the next 40 years at least. So we're going to jump through 50 years, see the lay of the land, see who's gone up, see who's gone down, see who's won things, see who the best team in England is, see if the English Premier Division is still ranked first. I bet it won't be. And then go through another 50 years. So we're going through 100 years in total and see what happens, really. We have got, as well, it's going to take a while to sim all this because, let's have a look. Add remove leagues. We do have the top league in France, Germany, Italy, and Spain loaded. Reason being is because I feel when you've got loaded leagues, regens come through a bit better. And I don't want just the regens to be coming through the English system to obscure the transfer ban. There's a logic. It might be a flawed logic, but we've gone with it. This is my sim, and at the end of the day, it's my computer running it, and it's going to be me that has to sit here and watch it really slowly. So, yeah. Future Jay, how's it going in 50 years? Thank you very much, past Jay. And as you can see, so the transfer bans are done, or they will be done in a few days' time. I put the transfer ban on for 50 years. Why has it only gone 20? Hang on. We saw it say 2072, right? So how are they signing people? 2030. What's happened here then? Oh, this is what's happened. Look, 2030, new chairperson Darwish takes over. When that happens, you get a transfer embargo. So clearly, a transfer embargo's come in, superseded the other transfer embargo, and when the takeover happens, the transfer embargo ceases to happen. So in 2030, which is when this happened, that's when they could start signing players again. Who else is in the Premier Division? Let's go down a league. Oh. So Arsenal. Have Arsenal been signing players? So Arsenal have not had the ability to sign a player in 50 years. So that's what's happened. We've worked it out. God, aren't we good detectives? Maybe we should start our own show, gang. So, right. Some shenanigans have happened. And of course it's Man Bloody City. What has Chelsea been saying? I bet they've signed players, haven't they? Of course they have. Oh, here we go. Yeah, 2035. Yeah, scumbags. Right. So this is the Premier League division for this season. So Southampton have won it. And as you can see, Southampton have won the last few. Or won it quite a lot recently. Bournemouth are up there. Middlesbrough are up there. Chelsea, Tottenham, Everton, City, Cardiff, Charlton, Reading. So it's a very different look Premier Division. As you saw, we went down into the Championship. And who's here? Liverpool, Aston Villa, Arsenal, Wolves, Brighton. League table. Any Premier Division teams here? Not seen any. Leicester down in League 2. Leeds just getting relegated out of the Football League. We're down in the Vanarama National, where Newcastle have just won it, which surprises me because they've got a tycoon. I would have thought that they've probably been able to sign players because they scale down the funding, someone else takes over. It's sort of the way it works. Yeah, so here we go. Someone else has taken over in 2064-65, I would have thought. Landmarks. Let's scroll up. Fans Trust. Maybe. I'm not sure. Vanarama National League. Leicester won it not too many years ago as well. Title holders. Hang on. Right. So, the Vanarama National League North, Manchester United have just won it, going back into the Vanarama National. So, that is the biggest team that are down here, and they're still... Oh, they snuck a player in on loan. How quickly did they lose some of their big hitters? It looks like they kept hold of people for quite a while. Bruno Fernandes left for Inter Milan for 11.5 million in 2030. So the Premier Division. So we're going to go back and we're going to look right at the start. So who went down in season 1? Brentford, Newcastle and Brighton. Blackburn, Bournemouth and Watford. So the 3 that came up actually went back down, I think. No, Bournemouth were already there. Sorry, Norwich managed to stay up. Norwich, Fulham and Forest. So yeah, the first few years, it's much of a muchness. People are managing to maintain where they're at. But here we go. Newcastle down again. Leeds have gone down here. Brentford. Aston Villa. West Ham. Leeds. Liverpool. God, Liverpool went down within 10 years. The first of the big hitters, really. Chelsea, sorry, what we're doing? Liverpool and Chelsea went down in the same season. And of course, this was before Chelsea managed to scum their way back to the big time in 2035. Ooh. Yeah, so Liverpool obviously went down. So let's go and look at the past winners. So Man City had a spell of domination. Arsenal and Tottenham and City. Arsenal, City. Man City managed to maintain their domination because they got a tycoon takeover within 10 years. They never really got affected by it. It's annoyed me. That has annoyed me. Everton, though, in recent times, Everton, Southampton and Bournemouth have taken over, which is good to see. Good to see. Who's won the Champions League? Southampton have won 3 of them. Marseille, Bournemouth with 2, Southampton with a couple, City, yeah. First few years, it was all about Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich won it every single year. Well, not every single year, but they won it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times in 8 years. 8 times in 10. 11, whatever. Very impressive. Very impressive. Where is the Premier Division then? It's still ranked first. It is still ranked first. And look, the Champions League. We're actually getting 5 Champions League spaces. Oh, maybe someone's won the Europa League. Someone's probably won the Europa League. Have they? No. Real Madrid won it against Tottenham. However, Real Madrid got the Champions League through the league, which means the Champions League probably goes to the next team that wasn't going to get it, which was Tottenham in 5th in the Europa League, qualification places in the league. Oh, the detective work is on point today, gang. The Spanish league is down in 5th as well. Ligue 1 in 2nd. Nothing massively untoward going on in the Spanish leagues, really. Real Betis won a couple. Serie A. Oh, Roma done all right. Oh, the Milan. Look at Milan. 20 years. 20 years of Milan. AC Milan. Fair play, boys. Bundesliga. It's all about Bayern Munich, isn't it? I'm all about Bayern Munich. Bit of Leipzig in there. One Köln. One Stuttgart. No Dortmund. Lots of runners up for Dortmund, you know, not like. But in when was it? 20. They even finished in the top 3 in the 3rd season of the Save Game. You know, if anyone watched the channel, they might have seen me win the league in the 3rd year of the Save Game. So, you know, just saying. Just saying. And then the French League. Nearly said it again. It's been all about PSG. You'd expect Strasbourg though coming through, and actually, I'm actually really impressed that PSG haven't won it every single year, because I've had quite a few experiments where they've won it. I think I had an experiment where they won it every year for 100 years. Was the league loaded though? Good question. Don't know the answer to that. Should do, but I don't. So the Premier League is still first. It has got a bit of a different look about it. So yeah, as you can see here, the Conference League's gone to Cardiff. Because who's won? Let's have a quick look at FA Cups. Quick squiz down this. Southampton, Rotherham won one here. Chelsea, Villa. Yeah, nice collection of winners. You know, City won quite a few, but a nice collection of winners. I'm quite pleased with that. Carabao. Chelsea have just won that. Boo. Chelsea and City have so annoyed me in this Save Game by getting tycoon takeovers. Like Southampton, fine. I'll give them that because they're not an amazing side at the start. It's nice to see them winning leagues. You know, Bournemouth, yeah, they were Premier League teams, but come on. You don't expect them to be up there. City and Chelsea are up there in real life, so just wound me up. Maybe I could set the experiment up different to do it again, but we'll have a look. Let's have a look. But to get to this point, it's taken nearly 22 hours. So I'm not re-simming 22 hours just to try and get the same result again. Anyway, right. That's the look of the Premier Division. So in terms of teams that were in the Premier Division at the start of the Save Game, Southampton, Bournemouth, Chelsea, Tottenham, Everton, City, Fulham, Brentford, West Ham. So 9 teams were in the Premier Division at the start of the Save Game that are still in it now. It seems like United going back into the Vanarama National. Newcastle just won it. Leicester going back down into it. We're going to go through another 50 years to see how everything has recovered and see what the lay of the land is then. See you soon. 1 day, 21 hours and 23 minutes the simulation has been going. Yes, it's actually 21:24. I have simmed a couple of extra moments. And why is that? Because I just left it running. So here we go. The most recent winners are Arsenal, who did have a transfer embargo all the way up until their 2072 season. Yeah, so then finally they can start making some transfers. And boy, did they make some transfers. £83 million. And they really did start spending the big bucks. And they are now back winning the Premier League. How long did it take them, though? As you can see, Chelsea and City are still in the top 4 there. So Arsenal, Everton, Chelsea, City. There's 4. Southampton, Bournemouth, Tottenham, Fulham, Brentford. 9 still. Still 9. So since the 2072 season, of course, Man City went on a spurge. Boo. Look at this season. City and Chelsea top 2. Livid. Everton won a few. Bournemouth came through in the 2080s, absolutely dominating. Everton with a few here, then Man City came back. And Everton have now taken over Chelsea, Everton, Blackburn, and Arsenal most recently. Everton have been very successful over recent years. As you can see, the English Premier Division is still first. So we'll have a quick look at Arsenal. They have won 2 Champions Leagues as well. The Champions League final. Köln just beat Everton. Everton going to win it for 2 years in a row. Chelsea lost it 3 years in a row. Ha ha! Boo to Chelsea. They've won it twice there. Everton won a couple. Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton. How many have Everton won? Everton have won 12 Champions Leagues. in this save game. 12 Champions Leagues for Everton. Fair play. Who else has won any? Bournemouth have won a few. God, Bournemouth in the 80s and early 90s won 5 Champions Leagues. They have got 7 in total. Southampton, 4 Champions Leagues for them. How many have Man City got? 12. I could physically be sick of that. Right, Serie A. Oh, it's been Milan. It's been all about Milan, hasn't it? Yeah, I mean, there's been other teams that have had pockets and just got jumped around a bit, but the mainstays have been AC Milan. But it's nice to see PSG haven't won it much in a while. They have had their spells, of course. But until then, Strasbourg started taking over. Marseille, Rennes, PSG again. Marseille, though, really coming through in Strasbourg. And Lille, most recently, once again. Bundesliga. Oh, yes. Bayern Munich not won it in a few years. They have won it a bit there. And then Leipzig, Mönchengladbach. Leipzig, yeah. Bayern. So a lot of Bayern in the early years. Spanish. Still Real Madrid, Atletico and Barca. Literally. Have a day off, Spain. So, let's have a look through the leagues. Oh. Who's here? Burnley, Aston Villa. Wolves have gone up in the playoffs. West Ham. Leeds. We saw Leeds get relegated. No, it was Leicester. Where were Leeds? I can't remember where Leeds were. Sure, they were a bit lower down than this. Back in the Championship. Fair play. Liverpool getting relegated. Let's go at League One. Yeah, Nottingham Forest down there. West Brom. Not much to write home about really for League One. Watford. Still no Man United. Wow. We've seen Newcastle. Leicester. Bolton have just won the Vanarama National League North. There's Newcastle in 11th. Vanarama National League North. Would Leicester be in the south? I don't know, very Midlandsy, aren't they? Where are Leicester City? Oh, they're in the Championship. I completely missed that. Leicester back in the Championship then. Yeah, of course, there they are. My apologies, Leicester fans. Going on about where Leicester are. They're there. In the Championship. And they were down in the Vanarama. I think they were getting relegated. I'm almost certain of it. So, yeah. Manchester United. They're not anywhere. Their reputation's in the gutter. They're in the Southern Premier Central. The stadium condition is poor. 75,000 capacity, Old Trafford still. Finances, 31,000. Competitions. Let's have a look. Domestic leagues. So, they finished bottom of the Vanarama North on 11 points. Minus 83 goal difference. Oh dear. It's been a bad time for Manchester United. They did... We were last here, they won the Vanarama North. They went up to the Vanarama National, went up to League 2, back-to-back league wins, got to League 1, spent 3 years there, back into League 2, then slipped back into the Vanarama National, and then back-to-back relegations. Then they won the Vanarama North. Then they finished massively, 113 points. Then they came bottom. And then it's Vanarama North. Got up to the National. Back down to the North. Got up to the National. Back down to the North. And then they went down to the regional Premier Divisions. And then they've yo-yoed a bit to the point where they're now just... They're barely even on the game. So, that concludes today's experiment. Well, does it? Does it conclude today's experiment? Not quite. Let's just have a look at the international side of things. Aaron Anson is the manager of England. Second in the world, the ranking is. 3 World Cups, 2026 and 21-22. 2 European Championships, 2072 and 2092. Who's won the World Cups then? Most recently, it was England. Germany, Croatia, Germany, Argentina, Holland, Italy, Holland, France, Turkey, Holland, Italy, Brazil, Holland, USA, Scotland, Holland, Croatia, Spain. Yeah, no one... I mean, yeah, there's a few teams in there. I mean, Scotland in 2058, I suppose, you can look at. But I suppose times change and it just does. It rumbles on, doesn't it? So you sort of you expect teams to be winning it. Switzerland most recently beating England in the final. France 3 in a row. Turkey, Belgium, France, England. 3 more for France there. Spain, Wales in 2044, Austria in 2032. That's probably the biggest, most random one. That's it. That is what happens when you give the Premier League a transfer embargo. A tycoon takeover comes in and a transfer embargo comes in over the top. It will supersede it and then remove all transfer embargoes when the takeover happens, as Man City and Chelsea conveniently loophole their way through this experiment. I'm petty. So, like, part of me wants to just, like, completely destroy Man City and Chelsea for another experiment, but that would just be very childish. So if that's now on the channel, if you've gone back and you've retroactively seen this and wondered the origins of that, I'm a petty, petty man. But that's it. I hope you've enjoyed this experiment. It has been quite interesting. I've enjoyed it despite City and Chelsea's loopholing. Do drop a like on the video. Please do subscribe to the channel. And if you've got any ideas yourselves, as I always say, please leave them down in the comments because I welcome new ideas. And yeah, I've got some myself, but if you've got some, give them to me. I'd love to hear them. But most importantly, after all that outro, please do take care of yourselves. And I will hopefully see you soon.